In communities that haven't approved medical pot ordinances, police and county prosecutors have effectively treated it as an illegal narcotic. Photo, The Detroit News, by photo. Lansing County sheriffs across Michigan are using excess state revenue from medical marijuana patient and caregiver fees to beef up enforcement as the state prepares to license dispensaries and related pot businesses in communities that want them. Law enforcement agencies in 54 of Michigan's 83 counties received a combined $1.83 million in medical marijuana enforcement grants from the state in 2017, according to a new legislative report. The grants financed spending on overtime pay, grow house raids, vehicles, surveillance equipment, firearms, tasers, tactical gear and more. The state doled out more than twice the amount of enforcement grant funding than in 2016, when 18 counties applied and spent a combined $823,376. A spokesman for the newly formed Bureau of Medical Marijuana Regulation says the state did a better job promoting grant funding this year, in part by reaching out to county, sheriff, and prosecuting attorney associations. Legislators created the grant program 3 years ago, allowing the state to distribute registration fee revenue to county law enforcement agencies proportionally based on the number of local patients and caregivers. The 2018 budget signed by Gov. Rick Snyder in July includes another $3 million in potential grants, which sheriffs needed to apply for by Monday. Law enforcement officials say the funding is critical to enforcing the state's 2008 medical marijuana law, which allows patients and caregivers to grow a limited number of plants but did not anticipate the glut of marijuana businesses that popped up. The state will begin licensing and regulating those operations this year. The state grants have helped the county increase patient and caregiver compliance, said Mike Jaffer, Chief of Operations for the Wayne County Sheriff's Department. 2 years ago, many individuals leaving unlicensed dispensaries were not properly registered, but that trend has flipped due to enforcement checks, he said. There's no doubt in my mind it's because of the funding, Jaffer told the Detroit News. We wouldn't be able to do what we did without the funding. But Tim Beck, who helped write the original voter-approved law, said using registration fees to fund police raids is an existential insult to medical marijuana patients that suggests they pose a threat to the public. The fees were designed to pay for administration and oversight of the law, but Beck said he never imagined they would fund county sheriffs. Some activists have called on the state to lower the fees again after having done so in 2015, but Beck would rather see the state spend the money on other priorities. They have an embarrassment of riches, and they don't know what to do with the money except buy more gear, said Beck, arguing sheriffs already receive enough money to enforce state laws. This was a sop to law enforcement for whatever reason, and that's all it is. The Department of Licensing and Regulatory Affairs in 2015 reduced fees for most patients from $100 to $60 for a 2-year license, but registrations continue to generate excess revenue for the state.